Welcome to the BBE Report. Bold thoughts, black issues, and educated opinions. A critical examination of culture and society through the eyes of a socially conscious black man. Featuring the reviews, rants, and reports by your host, Brother Ray. Peace and power, family. I'd like to thank you for joining me here on the BBE Report. I'm your host, Brother Ray, covering the subject, topics, and issues facing black people today while expressing the love and celebration for black culture. Check the description for any more details, and please don't hesitate to subscribe, share, and hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. Thank you for your attention, and without further ado, strap in as we take flight at the airlines of your consciousness, opening minds all the time, right here on the BBE Report. And so we're here, right here on the BBE Report. And today we have a heart-wrenching story to delve into. This is from author Evie Rhodes of the nationally published book entitled Expired. She is a mother who on May 21st, 2016, lost her only 24-year-old black male son. And it was such an ironic, though tragic, experience for her, because in her book Expired, she wrote about a mother who dealt with the death of her son. Now, here she is in 2016, faced with that reality in her own life. And so sad it is for one mother to lose her son, and to know that she is connected to so many more, especially in the black community, who have lost their sons and daughters to gun violence. And she has been an active participant through her writing, trying to fight against the very crime and tragedy that took the life of her only son. I can't put into words better than she can herself, which she did, of the emotion and the thought process that she's going through at this particular time, especially connecting it to her own work, is truly, truly head shaking. I will give you that presentation right after this. Expired. Our young black men are going extinct. Execution style slaying. By author Evie Rhodes. My only son, James Rhodes Jr., 24 years old, was gunned down, execution style, with a single gunshot to the head on May 20th, 2016 on the streets of Camden, New Jersey. Expired. Just like that. Gone. He died in Cooper University Hospital of a gunshot wound to the head approximately 20 minutes after being shot. His death has been declared a homicide. He was the first of 4 homicides in a weekend killing spree in Camden. And now, as my own life imitates my art, I get to experience the same tragedy I wrote about. My fictional character suffered through the death of her youngest son. The title of my first nationally published novel, entitled Expired, revealed the shock, pain, and heartbreak of a mother whose son had been murdered. What are the odds that my life would duplicate my writing? But sadly, that is true. It's so ironic, really, that I've lost my only son to the very type of horrific situations I've been fighting against and illustrating in my writing. trying to save our children from these very same circumstances from which he died, trying to enlighten others through my writings. I wanted to impart hope, faith, strength, as well as a sense of empowerment to our youth. And I was doing that through fictionalized accounts of urban life modeled after everyday realities and some of the challenges that we're facing trying to grow up in circumstances that have been rigged against them from the start in many ways. A simple fact. Once in a teen summit I lectured in, I had one of our youth tell me, "I did not think I had a choice until I read your book out of order." How is it in this day and age do our youth feel they don't have a choice? That they must just endure their dire circumstances because there is no hope? Being born black and male, economically disadvantaged, many of them experience the stress from the time of being in their mother's womb, watching the poverty, lack of progress and opportunities drain the life of blood out of their mothers, fathers, uncles and aunts, etc., until so much of that turmoil has built up inside and is now being displayed in many unnameable ways, and that pent-up rage is boiling in the street as they struggle against the nameless, faceless disadvantages constantly heaped upon them. And now it's all out of order. The results are unbelievable, paralyzing, spewing out in terror and hatred, with nowhere to go except in the direction of the very same oppression in which they were born. They are helplessly watching the constant struggle without reward, and the results in many cases is inward, and our blood is running in the streets. We point the finger at the horror of the end results, but many times forget to question the very circumstances which created the situation, all of its defining factors. No matter how it happens, our sons are dying. They are not reaching the age of 25 years old. Our sons' lives matter, and we have to step up and let the world know. We have to let them know. We have to let the voices of those whom are now voiceless be heard. So I ask, just exactly how many of our sons' deaths are acceptable? Is it 1, 100, 1,000, or 1 million? I personally feel even 1 is too many. How many lives have to be lost before the words "it's enough" explodes in a chain reaction, motivating us as black mothers, black fathers, black grandparents, black brothers and black sisters, black cousins, black nieces and black nephews, and all of those people who really care, to collectively agree that we are losing our sons, that our children are in fact expiring before our very eyes at an alarming rate? What is it going to take to stop the bloodshed? To stop the violence? We have to begin addressing it collectively, seriously. Let's have the conversation right here and now, because time is running out. Every second we waste, another life is being lost that might have been saved. There is power in numbers. Our black sons are being casualties of war, some kind of invisible war right here on our United States soil. Their blood is running in the streets in our very own neighborhoods each and every day. The young man charged with the murder of my son, also 24 years old, is incarcerated, presently under a $1 million cash bail. 1 bullet, 2 lives destroyed, all in an instant. My life, the grieving mother in ashes of the tragedy, whom can barely sleep at night as images of my son haunt me, his voice, his smile, his telling me, "Mommy, I love you," words that I will never hear from his lips again. The quaking, heart-wrenching despair as I think of him lying with a gunshot wound to the head, alone in the dark and beyond my reach. The unbelievable state of shock that my body has been in since receiving the news. I feel like a passerby and a sleepwalker in my own life. Numbing, mind-altering grief and disbelief grip me as I hope I wake up tomorrow morning and it's not true. Yet, every single morning since May 21st of 2016, I have awakened to the same awful truth. My son is dead. And so I ask you to join me in the quest to save yours or someone else's son who is still alive from such a fate and tragedy. Join the conversation. You may email me privately if you wish. I'm listening. Please share, tweet, pin, hashtag, follow, and email so you will get the same message. We need to save our children. Let's start the conversation. Now, collectively, we can do this. I implore you, please do not let one more young man expire without at least having the conversation. There are things that need to be done. It takes a moment to start a national collective by hitting the button share, tweet, comment, hashtag, follow, pin, or email. Ask everyone to do the same, and so on and so forth. We use social media every day. Let's put it to good use. I want to hear from you. Your son is my son is yours, your daughter is my daughter, and my daughter is yours. My child is yours, and your child is mine. It takes a village to raise a child. Take the initiative now. My hand is out. Put your hand in my hand and let's save our children together. Our sons' lives are not expendable. These young men need and deserve a present, a future, decent lives to be able to earn a livelihood and raise their babies amid sunshine and green grass while being economically stable. There is a backstory here, and it's not pretty, but it can be changed step by step. With the mother's love, I share my grief and loss with you in hopes of preventing the very same tragedy for someone else, some other mother and family. No mother should ever have to experience this pain. I wasn't supposed to bury my son. I wasn't supposed to bury my son. I wasn't supposed to bury my son. My son was supposed to bury me. There will be more articles forthcoming regarding the constant deaths of our sons. And I am available to put in the work, collaborate, whenever, wherever. Let's have a national chat, a pledge, if you will, that each and every person who cares will try to do something in their everyday life to the best of their ability to assist in changing these odds. Evie Rhodes is the author of the nationally published book entitled Expired. You can visit her blog and sign up for updates at www.evierhodes.com or www.expired-the-movie.com/blog. Hashtags, hashtag my son's blood, hashtag blood-stained streets, hashtag cycle of black male death. Wow. Tear-jerking words. They hit so close to home, considering the circumstance. And I don't have much to add on to that today. We had such a good, thorough, heavy piece written by the author Evie Rhodes. I personally want to send my condolences to the author Evie Rhodes and her family for her tragic loss. And I just want to thank her for sharing her story, because no one can put it to better words of her mind state and her emotions at this particular time, and the strength that she's shown within her grief to expose herself in that forum while connecting to her own work in her life, how it's affected her. It is such a tremendous contribution by her, especially considering she's still fighting against the very event that took her son, which is gun violence. Once again, I thank her for being so open and honest and willing to share her feelings and her thoughts and her advice and her dedication and strength in this fight against gun violence, especially when we're talking about black brothers killing black brothers. We have to stop the killing and the senseless murder of our brothers and our sisters, of our children. I just want to let you know, sister, that you're not in this fight alone, that you got brothers and sisters in the grassroots level. We are with you. You got conscious, awakening young brothers and sisters who are with you. You got young students who still are in the school system and in the colleges and the universities who are becoming more aware, who are with you. Brothers and sisters who are willing to hit the street corner, to talk to their brothers and sisters, to look them in the eye and tell them that they love them, to teach them something, to hit them in the head with a book, not a bullet. The young brother who, even though he's in the hood and even though he still got his pants sag and even though he might got his 40 in his hand, he ain't trying to kill you or rob you. He is with you too. When he sees a black man and a black woman who has respect for themselves, who has love for his brother and sister, who has care and dedication to the preservation of black people, he has an ultimate respect for you. You don't think Brother Malcolm X could walk in the hood? We gotta face this fight. Hitting the street corners, pulling our brothers and sisters off the streets, putting them into our homes, and feeding them. Not with just food in their head, that food for thought. So when they go back to that corner, and they go back to those streets, they don't have the same mentality to go out there and want to kill another black brother or sister. They have too much love for them because they'll have too much love for themselves. When you know the value of life, the last thing you want to do is take it away. And that will conclude this entry of the BBE report with your host, Brother A. Peace and power, family. I truly hope you enjoyed your experience and will be on the lookout for more exclusive content. With that, I bid you adieu. Until the next episode, I'm your host, Brother A. Opening minds all the time, right here on the BBE Report.